So before I begin this discussion, I just want to say that even though this video is speculative in nature, it is going to contain some very real spoilers for information coming up involving the Dragon Ball Super Special. So if you are not caught up on the spoilers and on what we know for certain is going to happen, then I'm giving you a warning now that this video is going to have spoilers for things to come. And we're going to use those spoilers to figure out exactly what's up with Goku's new transformation. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. What do we know about this new transformation? Well, we know for certain that this is indeed a new transformation as it was outlined by Jump Magazine. It actually stated in the magazine that it was a new transformation, and we see Goku with a very unique, very colorful aura, and Goku has these silver kind of cat eyes as he stares you down. Very, very, very intimidating. Now, we also know that Goku has been conserving his power throughout most of the Tournament of Power because he wants to save it for the big guys such as Jiren, who has been the guy who Goku has targeted as his favorite opponent from the beginning of this entire thing. And we know for certain that on October 8th, during the Dragon Ball Super Autumn TV special, which is going to be basically 2 episodes of Super combined into one, that the battle between Goku and Jiren will begin. It's not going to end, it will just begin. But the question is, how will Goku achieve this new transformation? Does Goku already have the transformation and he's just hiding it from everybody? Or is this something that he's going to discover during the fight with Jiren or right before it? Well, I present this video as a possible, and I would even go so far as to say plausible, possible theory. I used possible twice there, please forgive me, about how Goku will get this form, and it's all based on a joke tweet from my good friend Therese, which I feel may actually hold some merit. So when we dig into the recent spoilers, we see that Goku is going to fight Jiren, and he's going to attempt to do the Kaioken times 20, the SS Blue Kaioken times 20, and that even that is not enough to stop Jiren. We have not seen Goku use a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20. We've seen him use the regular Kaioken times 20, more on that later, but not this version. And even that is not going to be enough against Jiren. So the spoilers revealed that Goku will be doing or performing the Genki Dama, otherwise known as the Spirit Bomb. For those who don't remember, the Genki Dama was a technique that Goku used in Dragon Ball Z, not just to defeat Majin Buu, but also to hurt Vegeta, Frieza, and kill several of the movie villains. It's the technique where Goku gathers Genki from either people around him, from the entire world, or in some cases, galaxies and universes, and brings it together to create a giant ball of energy, which he uses to destroy or at least critically injure his opponents. That is, of course, the Genki Dama, and if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, you know what this is, man. I ain't telling you nothing new. But the question, of course, that comes to mind is, how will Goku perform the Genki Dama and create one powerful enough in the World of Void? We know he's going to try to do it, but how will he do it, considering that the World of Void is its own little universe away from a huge population, whereas in the past, Goku has used this technique by gathering energy from the plants, from the animals, and from, in many cases, actual people who donate energy to the technique, specifically when he fought Majin Buu, and that was a lot of energy, and we obviously can easily surmise, that Jiren is significantly more powerful than Kid Buu in every conceivable way. So a Genki Dama like that's just not going to work, and how will Goku gather the energy from a small number of people there in the tournament? And also another point to be made is, well, are they even going to volunteer to actually donate energy to Goku, with the exception of course, his teammates? But here's the thing, there's a couple of recent points that have been made that I think that people should really look into when it comes to this that might help answer your question. Number one, at the end of the Future Trunks arc, when Trunks was fighting Zamasu, he managed to do a variation of the Genki Dama to summon up energy from people on Earth, the hope of the future, the hope of the survivors, to create that Genki Dama sword that he used to cut Zamasu in half. Now, of course, that was exclusive to the anime version of the Trunks arc, not the manga, but nonetheless it happened. And when that happened, Trunks himself wasn't even sure about how he was able to pull off the technique, but he was able to do it. And to me, that says that there is a way that you can summon up Genki, energy from people for this technique without even having to get their permission, so to speak, like what Goku did during the Buu arc. There has to be a way to do it because Trunks did it, and even though they were all on his side, Trunks managed to do it and do it effectively. So who's to say that Goku even has to ask permission to gather up energy for a Genki Dama, especially with the remaining fighters on that tournament platform that are all very powerful. But I think there's one key point that I think is legitimate fuel to the fire as to where this transformation may come from, and it has to do not with the people fighting in the tournament, from the people watching the tournament. So who's watching this thing? Who is on the sidelines watching this tournament go down? You've got the angels, you've got the Supreme Kais, and you've got the gods of destruction. What has been the big thing that Dragon Ball Super has been pushing to us from the beginning? That is, of course, God Ki, God energy. If Goku is going to gather Genki to create a spirit bomb, who's to say that Goku has not figured out how to gather God Ki, not regular energy, not health energy, God energy, for him to create I guess you can call it a God Genki Dama, a divine spirit bomb, which is probably going to be the name in all the video games, divine spirit bomb. Who's to say that Goku can't just gather God Ki to create an even more powerful Genki Dama? Maybe not quite as big as the one he used on Buu, but so compact with energy that it could really screw somebody up. And with the ring being surrounded by so many gods, I could see this being a complete possibility. Now, then the question, of course, is how does this relate to Goku's new transformation? How can this gathering of Genki lead to that? Well, if you go back to the Frieza saga, you'll notice a quite interesting pattern of events. When Goku's fighting Frieza, he uses Kaioken times 20 on Frieza, and of course he hurts him, but he doesn't really finish the job, and Frieza wasn't even at full power at that time. Then Goku goes from that Kaioken to using the Spirit Bomb, and Goku does nail Frieza with it. Frieza, of course, took the blast, survived it, killed Krillin, and that would lead to Goku becoming a Super Saiyan. And it looks like the events of this arc may follow a similar pattern when it comes to the things that Goku tries. So Goku tries the Kaioken times 20 blue, that we have confirmed. Goku tries the Genki Dama, doesn't do it. So how does Goku get the new transformation? Well, I direct your attention to one of the old school Dragon Ball Z movies, theatrical Toei movies, Dragon Ball Z Super Android 13, otherwise known as Extreme Battle, the Three Great Super Saiyans, which is what it's called in Japan. In this film, Goku and the other Z fighters are having a hard time fighting Super Android 13. So Goku, even in his Super Saiyan form, can't beat this guy. He's too powerful. So he starts to form a Genki Dama, and then shortly afterward transforms into a Super Saiyan. Then what Goku does is somehow he's able to, as a Super Saiyan, absorb the Genki Dama's energy into his body, creating this ridiculous power-up that Goku was able to use to destroy Android 13 with a huge punch right through the gut. Now, the idea of Goku absorbing the Spirit Bomb into his body is exclusively in Dragon Ball Z Super Android 13, the movie. It is not in the manga. It's not even discussed in the manga or even hinted at in any of the Toriyama written works. So, of course, the idea of the Dragon Ball Super anime taking ideas from the movies that Toriyama didn't even write does seem a little bit far-fetched, but I think in this case, the idea of Goku taking this new Spirit Bomb with God energy, absorbing it into himself, mixing it with his already established Super Saiyan God / Blue God Ki inside of him, could be the trigger that leads to Goku achieving this new form. I mean, look at the new transformation. Goku doesn't even have like a colored hair. It's just black, as if he's doing the Spirit Bomb. It could be that Goku takes that energy, absorbs it into himself, and creates this new transformation, which should be enough to at least compete with Jiren, or so we believe. Again, this is just one possibility, one idea, one speculation. I'm sure everybody out there has their own theory and their own, I guess, headcanon or whatever you want to call it about how this will happen. I think this actually makes a little bit of sense, and it just shows Goku's improvement as a fighter, as well as his constant improvement with how to use divine energy, God Ki. This could be the best use of it we've ever seen. What do you think about this? Am I completely out of my mind? Therese was just kidding around, but hey, it sparked up my mind and I made a video about it. Let me know in the comments, do you like the theory? Do you hate it? Do you have a better one? I'm curious to hear your thoughts, and I thank you so very much for watching the video. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I really, really appreciate that. You have no idea how much I do. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.